Well, here we are again, folks. This is Brother Peter with tidbits from the Word. Hoping this excerpt finds you all fine and healthy and happy today. And there's a saying right here that I've heard all my life: healthy, wealthy, and wise. And there's a way to be healthy, wealthy, and wise and not have a lot of money. Wealth should not be in your money. Your wealth should be in your peace of mind, in your joy, in your long suffering, in your temperance, in your meekness. And those are gifts of the Spirit, by the way. If a man who was a brawler and a cusser and everything else you can think of in life finds himself in such a place that he's at the end of his rope and ready to commit suicide or whatever, what he needs to do is find the Lord, or the Lord's beckoning and calling him. And as the Lord calls him into a place to where he needs to follow the Lord. Well, he's living in this quagmire, the quagmire of sin. A quagmire is a bog. A bog is a place where you can grow cranberries. Cranberries come from a bog. When I was a young man, we could go out and we had a bog next door, and a lady next to us, her name was Miss Hibbett. We'd go over there and we'd pick cranberries. And you'd walk around in that bog and it'd be about almost knee deep walking around with the cranberries growing under it. And every time you take a step, you had to pick your foot way up here, and then when you step on it, it'd just keep going down, and you'd move that way. And that's how that worked. And so that bog worked that way. And a soft place in the ground is what a bog is. A soft place in the ground, a place you sink down and get stuck. We had clay pots behind our house we lived in a place when I was about 5, 6 years old. I guess about 6. And my daddy would go clamming down in the back. And one day I got in one of those clay pots. And I didn't think too much about it. And I'm tromping up and down in that clay pot. And I'm going deeper and deeper. Pretty soon I realize I'm too deep and I can't get out. Every time I go to try to get a foot up, it'd push the other one down. And so I started hollering, well, my daddy, he's digging clams. And he's way down, I'm a long ways away. And I got frightened, and I'm hollering, and he don't know what's the matter, and he throws his clam hole down, and he finally I get his attention, and here he comes running. And he runs all the way up to me. And he pulled me out of the quagmire. He pulled me out of the clay pot. That was a foolish act I did to get in that clay pot. And it's a foolish act we do when we live in a quagmire or in a clay pot or in a bog, where everything we do is going down. Everything we do is going down. And it seems like the more we try to get up, the further down we go. It's like quicksand. The more you wriggle in it, the further down you go. A marsh, a mud hole. That's what a quagmire is. I've been in all of them in my life. I lived in them. I lived in that type of life for 15, 18 years after my first married life, 10 or 12 years of my first married life. I lived in a quagmire. And the quagmire I lived in was the life of sin. It was cigarettes. The more I bought and smoked, the further into it I got. And It was a hold on me. I couldn't get out of it. And I tried to, and I couldn't, physically, I couldn't get away from it. My flesh had a hold of me and dragged me down. And then I found out that I tried on my own to just, on my own, without God, to work my way out of it. So I worked 7 days a week, 18 hours a day, and didn't get ahead. Did not get ahead. Did not get anywhere. Why? I was still in the quagmire of the world and in the flesh. And in the flesh you cannot serve God. And in the flesh you cannot get peace of mind. You can't get ahead to where you're healthy, wealthy, and wise without money. I'm talking about being healthy, wealthy, and wise today without money. Money might make you wealthy, worldly wise, but it won't make you healthy and won't make you have peace of mind and be spiritually wise. Listen, we cannot succeed in something we're not willing to do. Our preacher said that. We cannot succeed in something we're not willing to do. We have got to be willing to surrender our will to God if we are going to succeed. In life, the minute you surrender your will to the God of heaven, you will start to succeed. You say, well, Brother Peter, I've been willing to follow God. I started going to church. Yeah? Well, that was good. That's the door opener for you to start hearing in here and in here. You hear with your head, you see with your internal man, you see with the eyes of your internal man, and you start hearing in your heart. Now you got to step up, dress up, fess up that you're a wicked sinner and that you're vile and that you've been trying to do it with your own ability. When you do that, then you're ready for God to step in and say, this is how it's done. You rely on me. Isn't it funny that I can do more with 90% of anything the Lord gives me than I can with 100%. Because the first 10% gets taken straight out and goes straight down to the storehouse, which God said to bring him, and the other 90% he blesses. On the other hand, the truth of the matter is, I can live more on 60%. I can give 30% to the Lord and do more with 60% than anybody in the world can do with 100% that's not serving the Lord. Because 60% blessed by God does more than 100% not blessed by God every time. Guarantee it. Guarantee it. I'll guarantee that. If you are looking for peace of mind, joy in life, happiness, for health and welfare, you're not going to find it in the wealth of this world. You're going to find it in the wealth that God gave us and will give you. He will give you a wealth of ability to be able to achieve peace of mind